Good evening, everyone. I can see that still people are coming through, so we'll give it a couple more minutes and then we'll start. In the meanwhile, you can get comfortable and perhaps you can give me a smiley face just to let me know that you can hear me all right. Okay, so I think we should start. We might have a plan afterwards. So good evening, everyone, and welcome. Hopefully you can see me there and I can see your names, some familiar names, some of you already contacted me, so this is great. I'm Susie Menis and I'm the Program Director for the Certificate in Higher Education in Legal Studies program. And hopefully this evening, half an hour, 45 minutes, you will get an idea of how it will be to study on the certificate program or whether you want to take just one of the modules available. And there's an opportunity also for you to ask questions. So just a couple of things. The session is recorded for those who cannot attend, but also for you to be able to come back to it and listen for important information that you missed. And also, if you have any question, please type them on the chat box. I can see that you can use it for easy to use, so some of you have already used it, so that's no problem. Type the question. I will come back to it at the end of the presentation. So don't be shy, and we'll deal with all of the questions at the end. Okay, so I haven't received any concern in relation to the audio, so I assume that everything is thumbs up. Okay, great, fantastic. So let's start. Right. So why study on the certificate? All of you may have different reasons why you want to enroll on the certificate. Some of you may be planning to progress into LLB, and you will need the certificate as an entry qualification. It may well be that you need to upgrade or enhance the diversity of your skills for employment reasons. It may well be that you would like to acquire legal skills and knowledge because you're working in such an environment, but you don't need to be a lawyer. And it may well be that you're just interested in law. Is a topic that interests you, and you have here an opportunity to gain some introduction to law. So Is a certificate for you? Again, it depends on what you want to do with it. What do you need it for? So I carried out a survey last year on about 100 former students of the certificate. Now, it's true, the certificate that you are looking at now has changed in terms of structure, in terms of content, and I will mention that in a bit. But the aim of the certificate is the same. So these former students, these 100 students who replied to my survey, 77% said that they enroll into a certificate to gain an entry qualification to a degree. 80% of these students eventually progress into an LLB. Some of them progress into other degrees, but 80% told me that they progress into an LLB. Also, you have to consider that there is a diversity of students. So 65% of the students were working either part-time or full-time while studying on the certificates. So it's quite people who have other things to do. You will have to learn, students learn how to manage other commitments. And also, in terms of the respondent, of the student that I asked, were full-time family carer, for example. And over 60% of the students chose to study a certificate because it offered a one-day evening a week. And this is a big deal. You can imagine that for the rest of the time, the rest of the week, you can do whatever you need to do, whatever that is, maybe work and anything else. So it really depends on you. So it may be that you're not sure, okay, but you can be flexible, and this is the beauty of the new program, is that you can enroll into each of the 4 modules on the modular basis. So on a module by module basis, you don't have to enroll on the 4 modules together. You can if you like, if you know that you want to complete a certificate by the end of the year, so you can enroll all the 4 of them, but you don't have to. So you can start with one in September. If you're happy, continue with the next one in January. If you're happy, continue with the last 2 in April. So it's very flexible. Don't forget to type any questions that you may have in the chat box, and they will come back to that later. And for those who join us later, just a reminder that this is recorded, so you will be able to listen to the start of the presentation. So, why to study on the certificate number 2? The first one, why to study on the certificate, was number 1. So, why to study on certificate number 2? Because it's flexible. It's a modular study. Yes, you can do one module at a time. It is only 4 modules, so it's not, you can argue it's not a big deal. You'll get a total of 120 credits. And also, the level is level 4, so you study on a level 4. You don't study on a level 3, such as the cases of access courses or foundation degree. Yes, it's a level 4, so you are being prepared already for a first-year university. The duration is of 1 year, so you can complete it within a year, September to July. It's evening study, 1 evening a week, and it focuses on skills. There's a big focus on skills, not only knowledge of law, but also skills. So, and I will mention that later on again. And also, last but not least, the team is small, so it is a dedicated team. It is a hands-on. So if you struggle, we're here for you. And this is quite important. Okay. So what will you study on the certificate program? So as I mentioned before, we have 4 modules: English legal system, the administration of justice, law, society and ethics, law in context. But these are built in such a way, yes, you can take one at a time, but then if you take it as a program as a whole, it is built in a scaffolding. sort of way. What scaffolding means that you're slowly building up your skills and knowledge. You're being supported throughout to become a confident learner. Okay, so this is what scaffolding means. So it means that each module builds upon previous learning. So you can see how this is really is a strength. You will become a confident, a strong learner by the end of the program. So let's have a look at the actual, just a brief look at the content of the module. And also you may be curious as to the assessment, the types of assessments. Good news, there are no exams, okay? I personally don't like exams, don't know about you. But you can see that the English legal system looks into, you will study issues related to the rule of law, statute law, to interpretation, case law. So this is really the foundation of legal knowledge. And you can see that you have 4 assessments. You have 4 assessments for all of the modules. And they include a skills assessment and different type of writing exercises, which could be essay, could be case study, court reports. You will visit a court and will write a report on it. You will have a presentation. Then you will have an awareness flyer. So you will construct an awareness flyer. You will have online discussion as well in law and context, for example. So it's a different type of assessment, all aiming at giving you or allowing you to develop or polish or refine, yes, skills that you may already have. And if you don't, so the course gives you the opportunity to develop these. Going back to the course content, you can see the administration of justice. We'll look into the police, for example, evidence, sentencing, human rights. Yeah. In law, society and ethics, we're going to look into the ethics of a legal profession, the environment and animal ethics, ethics related to medical law, ethics related to journalism and the media. For law in context, we are taking a wider approach to the study of law. We're going to look how law has been affected by social class, by private life, by equality and social order. Okay, don't forget to type your questions if you have any. So how the certificate is taught? Once a week. It will take place this year on Monday from 6 to 9. You will have only one Saturday day. So this Saturday day is a crash skill day. Yes, we're going to focus on a couple of important themes that university students must know, and this is plagiarism. Do you know if you heard about this word, but it's an academic offense and we take it seriously, and it's really important that you are aware of policy and how it's been dealt with. Each of themselves are a mix, so I like to call them workshop. Your lecture will give you a brief lecture, but then really it's a hands-on seminar. You will be given source materials and you will work them. You will apply the knowledge that you have acquired in the next book, in the preparation for class. So it's extensive preparation, interesting preparation. It's not just homework like we used to do in secondary education. Is really hands-on, you being asked, for example, to assess a policy piece, to assess a case scenario, a case study. Yes. The only thing that you need to bear in mind is that to allow this flexibility of attending one evening a week, the 4th module, so law in context, takes a blended learning approach. I don't know if you heard this phrase, blended learning, means that it incorporates both face-to-face and online learning. So you will have on term 3 for law in context, you will have 3 classes across the 11 weeks. yes, but you will spend the rest of your time engaging in online discussion and independent study. Okay, so this is the virtual learning environment. You will do that on Moodle. At the same time, don't forget, in term 3 you do have 2 modules. So at the same time, you will take Law Society and Ethics, which still takes place once a week. Yeah, so you can see how this reduces attendance. Okay, but again, this is really good because it builds confidence in using technologies, independent learning, and if we're looking at the online discussion, also teamwork, for example, debate skills. So this is my last slide. So what will you gain by the end of the studies on the certificate? And I just separated, you can see different colors, separated knowledge from skills. So you will gain knowledge in law, but also quite grounded skills, so legal skills, academic skills, but also transferable skills, such as skills that you can be transferred into employment or in the day-to-day life. Okay, I'm going to go into these, but if you listen again to the recording, you will be able to stop and read this for yourself. So just to mention that you can find more information on the certificate on the website. If you consider to enroll, this is a place also where to enroll. And of course, you can write to me for any other question. My email is just on this last slide, and I will be happy to direct you and give you any answer to your questions. So thank you very much for listening, and let's see if you have any query that you would like to address. So I can see Kaleni is typing, which is great. Okay, so what's the cost per module? This is a really good question. It is about £1,000. I think it is £1,088 per module, and it is possible to apply for funding. Let's see other questions. I can see people are typing, so take your time. In the meanwhile, I have another chat box. So I see there is a question there by Brooke. So, Brooke, you have applied, I assume, to the LLB with a foundation degree. I think it's not. I'm not sure, Brooke, if this is what you mean. The foundation degree is different from the certificate. It's on level 3, and it's part of the LLB program already. Yes, with a certificate, what you can do with a certificate, you can apply to Birkbeck, be on the LLB, but you can also apply to other universities. It's far more flexible. Okay, so I have a question by Dawn. Are there any relevant apprenticeship schemes that I can join while studying? You will be able to do that on the once you progress into the LLB, and the university that you will apply will have their own connections, contacts. So it is worth keeping an eye on these. Carl is asking whether we do the module in any order. This is a very good question. Let me just go back to the modules themselves. So you are recommended to start with the English system because it really gives you the basic skills and knowledge that you need. Then the knowledge builds, the administration of justice builds on that knowledge, and therefore you would want to take the administration of justice next. So just to say, the English legal system starts in October, term 1. The administration of justice starts in January, so this is term 2. And then you will be able to take law, society, and ethics and law in context together in term 3, starting in April. So this is the right and recommended order. It is modularized, so that's true. Ideally, you can take any module at any time, but we recommend that only students with a prior degree, if let's say they are interested in just furthering their understanding in law, but they already have a certain degree, then they can take any of these modules unrelated. So probably these people will not want to take a certificate at all. Yeah. Amir, I can see that you're raising your hand, but the audio for you doesn't work, so it's better if you type your question. Don, you have a question here. What would be the route into family law with end goals of working in the family court? So you're starting by taking an entry qualification like the certificate, then moving on into the LLB. Then you will do your exam entry either to become a solicitor or a barrister, and then you will specialize in family law. So, Amir, you're asking a question here. If I want to begin to study law from the very basic, and I need academic support to strengthen me, so to make you a confident learner, yes, and you want to study a specific field of law. So you will not study a specific field of law on the certificate, but neither on the LLB. This is something that you will do next when you train for the profession, so either a barrister or a solicitor. What you will get here with a certificate is really a basic understanding. When I'm saying a basic, is not a low in terms of a low-level understanding. It's still level 4, so it's year 1 of university. By basic, I mean the fundamental principles of law. So this would be a good course for you. It will support you throughout, as I said, is structured in such a way that your learning is scaffolded learning, but also skills. So this is really will help you to strengthen your skills, give you confidence. You will have discussion with your fellow students as well, so this will enhance your communication skills, your interpersonal skills. There's a lot of things that you will be doing that by the end of this course you will become a confident learner and a confident person to start a degree. So I see, Amir, that you are typing. Okay, so you already started your BA. It was a bit of a struggle, so perhaps you consider to reassess your situation. So I would suggest that taking the certificate is a good idea because it will give you really strong fundamental of skills, and then you can move on to any degree, a law degree, a politics degree. It will still give you the skills to become a strong student. Okay, so how long, John is asking, how long is the course on a part-time basis? So the course is on a part-time basis. It's a part-time course. And if you take it, it's a year-long course. So from September to July. So they start on the 30th of September. 30th of September is the first class. So on the 24th of September, we have induction. So this is an important day. And it lasts until the end of June. Okay, so 1 year course. Having said that, let's say that you really want to study in a leisure way. Yes, so you can take 2 modules 1 year and the other 2 modules the next year. You can do that. Okay, so I can see people are typing, so I'm just waiting for your question. Dawn, have I answered your question? Okay, great. So, okay, I can see some more typing. Okay, so Amir, you want to ask some question individually? Yes, we can do that after. So don't run away after we complete the session. Don't run away, and we can address your questions. Okay. Okay, so I can't see more typing. So I'll just go back to my last slide. Remind you that if you have any question coming up, no, should go the other way. Later on in the next few days, so you can always email me, and I will answer you whatever the question is. Okay, so thank you for attending and for participating and asking your questions. And if you, as I said, if you do have any question, please get in touch, and hopefully I will see some of you, all of you, in September. Okay, so thank you very much.